Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with the fifth layout using the February hip kit, and I'm showing you some of the stuff I might be using. There's some cut aparts that were from one of the sheets that we cut apart that We Are Memory Keeper full sheet, which I don't think I end up using. What I end up using is the 6x6 paper pad. So I still hadn't used that spray mist that came in the color add-on and also the template. So what I did was I just sprayed it, and then I also did the positive of it. And it's nice to be able to do that. You just spray it, and whatever's left, you take it again and you just do the positive. And I love doing that on mixed media layouts. You spray it, and then you take your template and you flip it over to other areas of your layout, and it totally gives it a different look. And I didn't know if I want to use the positive or the negative, but it's just an easy way to clean off your template. it's a lazy way to clean off your template, because by pressing it on the cardstock, I actually ended up cleaning off my template. Now I'm going to take that other pattern paper, and one side had the polka dots and the other side had the big words, and I cut out Having a Blast, and I think it's These Moments, which I don't end up using these moments on this layout, but I end up using it on the other layout. So again, when I put my paper selection together, I had chosen a bunch of pictures, and I chose more pictures than I actually put on a layout. So I'm actually going to be starting layout number 11, and I haven't had to go and grab other pictures. I just keep using the same pictures over and over again. So I want to mat my picture on some gray cardstock. So I just went in the extra cardstock, that because I always buy the cardstock add-on, and then I just mat in the center of that cardstock instead of matting to the side, because now I can use that cardstock as a mat for a layout instead of, well, it's a scrap. So it's not a scrap. It's just going to go back in my full sheets, and I'm going to use it as a background. And I think I use it in a future layout in this kit, I'm pretty sure. And the background, I decided to use the positive instead of the negative, the one where I took the template and put it on the cardstock, just because then it was just a faint pattern in the background instead of being that deep pink. And it didn't transfer over everywhere. It just transferred over some places, and I like that. I liked that it was just some areas, so then it looked like I had planned it that way. Now I had a bunch of leftovers from the 6x6 pattern paper, and they were cut 3x3. I had done another layout where I had used all 3x3s, 3x6 I mean, and so I'm going to line them up side by side, and that's going to do sort of the mat for my whole layout. Now I know I'm going to want to mount the whole thing on some black cardstock, and I'm going to remount that photo. I want to mount it another time because I didn't find it popped enough. So now I'm going to mount it again in the middle so that I can use the rest of the cardstock as a background. And I'm just going to use my Martha Stewart. It's a 3x18, and it's a non-skid ruler, and I got that at I think I bought it online. I couldn't find it at Michael's, and I got it at Simon Says Stamps. And I love it because it just doesn't, I mean, it's a non-skid, so it doesn't shift around when you use it. And yes, I remember to move over my mat so I don't cut through it, because that mat here is for mixed media, and I've cut through it before. So now I'm being very careful that I don't cut down. So I'm going to cut down about my white cardstock, and I'm going to make it so it's 11.5 inches. And then this is where I make a boo-boo. Instead of putting my adhesive on the black cardstock, I end up putting it on the white, and I put it directly to the edge. And I like to fold the edges and tuck it in, I should have put it inside the white a little bit more, or just on the black like I'm doing right now, because doing it on the white now, I'm going to have it's going to give me a hard time trying to fold in those edges. But and of course, as soon as I glue it down, I'm like, oh, I like gluing, I like tucking the edges in. And then I decide that sometimes I like to tuck some pattern paper in there too, because it gives it a little bit more definition. So I go and take that 6x6 pattern paper, the XOXO, and it's going to take me a bit, but I'm going to manage to tuck it in there. And of course, I want to do it in 3 spots, so it's going to take me a bit of time. So like I said, I am going to be starting layout 11. I think because I had, when I done my paper photo embellishment selection, I had pulled enough photos and kind of gathered the pattern paper together to do 8 layouts. So I've since sat down and put together another 6. So I have 3 more left, and or 5 more or whatever. I had sat down and put 5 more together. So I have 3 more left, and I think I'm going to be out of embellishments after that. It depends on how many embellishments I use in these next 3. So I think I'm 13 is going to be the magic number that I'm going to be doing this time around with this kit. So I just showed you I couldn't find the fine line bottle at that point. So I had ordered the Stampendous little bottles because it said that it was fine line. It's just the tip is narrow. It's okay. I wouldn't spend, it's only $2, so, but I wouldn't spend $2 on it. I would wait until you can find the fine line. I did manage Simon Says stamps. Now I have them in stock, so I did order some of those. But I mean, I'm going to use what's in that bottle right there, and but it doesn't work that well. I still have to use a needle to unclog it most of the time. So it's not like I said, I wouldn't spend my $2 on it. Now because I had glued it right to the edge, now I have to take my adhesive eraser, and I'm trying to take as much of the adhesive off as possible, because you know, if there's glue there, then it looks all dirty, and I don't like that. I just noticed when I started doing the voiceover, I didn't take it all off, so I think I'm going to try and get more off. So because I had to, you know, rip it even more than I normally would, because I had so much glue, now I'm just taking the wet glue and gluing it back down. So now I'm going to start building everything down, or gluing everything down. And before I do that, I'm going to ink the edges using the Distress ink in the black soot. And then I'm also going to take one of my markers, and I'm going to outline everything. And I was looking too, and I almost don't have any 6x6 pattern papers left too. In the package itself, I've ripped them all out, and I've separated them between the last 3 layouts that is left. So if I use them on those layouts, I will have used all those 6x6 pattern. So I think I'm just going to do 13, maybe 14 layouts, but I have killed this kit. There's not going to be hardly any pattern papers left, and definitely no die cuts, because well, I think on that chipboard sheet there was a pencil, and I didn't do any school layouts, so I'm not going to use it. But on my February Project Life, my son started they built a new school for them, and they just went in the school in February. Because of the bad summer that we had, all it did was rain, 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 rain. So it's like our winter, snow, snow, snow. they were late building the school, like finishing it. So they were only able to move in February. So I'm going to be able to use that pencil there. And I used one of those little cards that I cut apart that says, "This is the life," because we love to travel. And then I'm going to use that from that pattern paper that I cut. Having a blast, I'm going to cut that out, and I inked all the edges too. And of course, I'm using that pattern paper from We Are Memory Keepers. That's all that, the doors, and I'm going to use it as, I like using stuff like that as a base for my elements, like to build my clusters. So I'm going to use it here, and it kind of goes because it's a picture of Boston. So it's all of the big buildings, and those doors remind me it can either be a house or buildings. So I really like that I used it here. Now I had pulled die cuts that I hadn't been able to use on another layout, but I'm going to use a couple here, but they all look the same, so it's hard to use them a lot on one layout. So once I've used 3 on 3 different spots, I'm like, okay, well, that's all I can use because they look exactly the same. They're just different shapes. So I guess the good thing about that is that you get to use them on more than one layout. And so it's stretching it. I have some puffy stickers. I'm going to use 3. One that says "Our Life Noted," a little flower, and "Love It." And then I'm also going to pull in those chipboard stickers that we got in the embellishment add-on, and I'm going to pull the flowers off of that. And they were my favorite chipboard on this, in this whole embellishment kit, and I'm going to use them all on one layout. And I'll point out which one is my favorite. It's the one that I'm going to put next to the bird. Oh, I just love that one. Oh, and I'm also going to use the little words that says "So Lovely," and I'm going to put a piece of washi tape that also came in the embellishment add-on. I still haven't received my March kit, and I know why. It's because Kim had some delays in receiving the part of the kit. Some of her stuff got in late, so I know I'm not going to get it for a few more days, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, I still have 3 more layouts to do, at least, maybe 4. And then this weekend we have a hockey tournament anyway, so I won't be scrapping from Thursday night on. I won't be scrapping anyway, and today's Wednesday, so I might have time to do 2 layouts today and 1 tomorrow, and then I won't be scrapping for the rest of the weekend anyway. But I have a bunch of layouts ahead. To do this voiceover, I had to take pictures, and I ended up taking pictures of 6 layouts. So I have a ton of videos to upload and do the voiceover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my computer with me and my headset so that I can do some voiceovers on our downtime. So I grabbed a bunch of chipboard stickers, and like I said, 3 of them are the flowers. One of them is the bird because we're outside, and it was so beautiful. It was such a nice walk. There was a label and a pink butterfly, and I'm going to use all those up. Now, because those Heidi Swap washies are 3 different washies on a roll, what I did was, and I saw this, Sarah Swan had done a swap, and the way they did a swap was to put the washi on a tag. So I thought, oh, well, I'll do that. The extra washi that I don't use right away, I'll just put it on a tag, and then when I'm ready to use it, I'll just peel it off the tag. So those are those extras that I hadn't had a chance to use. So I'm peeling off the tag right now and using them. So no waste. So I'm using, I think it's supposed to be a dark navy, but it looks close enough to black that I'm using it as a black accent on this layout. And now I'm putting down some of those flowers that are chipboard letters, yes, chipboard stickers. I'm going to end up using the enamel dots too that came in the main kit. Okay, so I told you, everything about the page there. So I'll just tell you a little bit of life stuff. So I went back to work on the 13th, and I have to say it was extremely busy. And anyway, on Sunday, yes, we got another storm. We got 44 centimeters, and the winds were crazy. Like, it was filling up the roads faster than the plows could get them plowed. So anyway, I worked Sunday night. So Monday morning, I got to drive home with someone because I knew that my driveway, there's no way that I could get the truck in there. And then I was working again Monday night, and they were all working, so I knew they could pick me up, and then I could just grab my truck that night. So anyway, it took us, it's normally a 17-minute drive to go home. It took us an hour. And on the way, they ended up helping a couple of people that were stuck on the highway to get free, and so they could keep moving. It was so bad that we got at one spot that the plow was like, we were 10 minutes before the plow could get through so that we could get through. There was tractor trailers stuck along the highway everywhere. On every off-ramp, on-ramp, there was tractor trailers stuck so that you couldn't take the on-ramp or off-ramp to go anywhere. Like, it was crazy. And it's like, we're just done with winter. And then on Wednesday, we got another storm. Unbelievable. We have, thankfully, in the last 2 weeks, we got a lot of nice weather. So there was a lot of snow that, like, it went away. So it had dropped 3 to 4 feet. Thankfully, like the banks and stuff. So, but it's right back up there again because we got 2 storms in 2 days, one of 44 and one of 25. Hello, winter. Please leave. So anyway, that was my first 4 days back to work. It was crazy. So now I am off for a few days, and we're off to a hockey tournament. So I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. But I just thought I'd share that little tidbit with you. Crazy, crazy weather we've been having. So, oh yeah, and at the end what I did was I took the paint dabber that came in the color add-on, and I just added color to the edges, and I love doing that. And it's a light pink, so it's just went really well with the layout. So here are a few close-ups of each embellishment clusters, and that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.